This is how Mum grows her passion fruits. She made the switch from growing on the fence a few years ago to having them grown on the trellis. It's been such a game changer for her, and this year has been a really bountiful year for the passion fruits. So we started to see the first passion fruit flowers bloom in late February this year, but the flowers really started putting on a show in April. So a Brisbane autumn, and their flowers are so stunning. From flower to fruit, it took about 2.5 to 3 months. We started enjoying them in June, but it was really in July last month, which is like the middle of Brisbane winter, that the purple ones really took off. My last count was 76 fruits on Mum's trellis, and they'll probably keep going right through the end of winter and into spring. Mum used to grow passion fruit along our chain wire boundary fence, but wildlife like possums would run along it at night and eat the buds and young leaves, so she wasn't getting much passion fruits. Now she just grows bitter melon there, which thrives because they don't like that. And ever since she switched to growing passion fruit on a trellis, they've been thriving ever since. A few years ago, Mum got my brother's friend to build her a passion fruit trellis, and this is the design he came up with on the spot. So he hammered star pickers straight into the ground, no concrete needed, and then put a chain wire mesh over the top with about 10 centimeters square, enough gap for a passion fruit to drop through. Then he used wire to secure everything in place. So every side except for the entrance has got a cross bracing for stability, and it's actually held up pretty well over the years. The only thing is it's 1.45 meters above ground. Ideally 1.8 to 2 meters would have been better, but Bunnings was out of the tall star pickets at the time, so it just means Mum and I have to duck under it for now. Mum grows her passion fruits in pots so they don't have to compete with the nearby trees and plants. She's got 6 pots on the go. Those are the purple passion fruits grown from seeds that she ate, and somewhere among them is one Panama Gold. The trellis is in the northeast section of our garden. Ideally, you want a spot where the passion fruits can get about 6+ hours of sunlight, and it's also got a bit of clearance from the boundary fence and most of the trees and plants nearby, except for the lucky bamboo, which isn't so lucky at the moment. When their tendrils latch onto a plant, they can completely consume it. Passion fruit vines are prolific. If you don't manage them, they can get a bit crazy. So I'm going to have to go in there and rescue it. There is some ongoing maintenance with passion fruits. You do need to remove the dead leaves and vines, especially after the fruiting season. But this year there were a lot of dead leaves and vines piling up, which made it really hard to see some of the passion fruits, and we were losing some of them. So just spend a few minutes every couple of days just to clear out any of the dead growth instead of letting it stack up for weeks like I did. So you can see what it looked like before and then after when I cleared it, and I told Mum to come check it out the next morning, and it was looking like how a trellis should look like, with those passion fruits dangling down and all of that beautiful filtered light coming through. Sometimes we just pick it when it's mostly purple, or we just let them drop to the ground. That's how you know it's ready. Even then, it sometimes is still a bit sour, so we leave it in the house for a bit until the skin gets all wrinkly, which lets it sweeten up. We love eating passion fruits just fresh as is. And in the next few videos, I'll show you some other favorite ways we enjoy passion fruits, starting with drinks.